What is up, everybody? This is Michael V coming at you with another playthrough of Mortal Kombat. We're going to be doing Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo today. This is a casual, long play style playthrough, so don't expect any speedrunning magic. This is just me casually enjoying the game. As a result, let's see here. There we go. I went ahead and I put in a 30 lives code just so that I could die some. And hopefully we don't have a high Liu Kang. We don't want Liu Kang right at the top of the tower. That's exactly what we don't want. So let's go ahead and reset that. So I'm going to be demonstrating a very particular kind of pattern today. And the harder the Liu Kang AI is, the less likely that pattern is going to be able to function for me. So we'll do a reset here. This is pretty cool. So on the Super Nintendo version, if you hold L and R on the SNES controller prior to the Acclaim logo showing up, you get this alternative Acclaim logo, which is pretty cool. So let's try this again. Am I not doing it right? Maybe I already did it. I don't know. We'll find out. We gotta see if we got a high Liu Kang. Okay, no Liu Kang, Liu Kang. Okay, that's like the fourth guy. We might be able to get that. That might be alright. Okay, so the first guy is pretty easy. As long as you're like even competent at the game, you can get through the first guy. You can actually get through the first guy with only sweeps or only uppercuts. There's actually an old video of me just doing the first guy, not looking at the screen, just because it's easy enough. I was actually inspired. That video was inspired by TMK. His screen on his Mortal Kombat machine doesn't work, and so he played it blindfolded. Oh, I got caught, damn. Yeah, he was basically playing it blind and was able to get through a couple of levels without seeing the screen. I thought that was pretty cool. So I learned how to do that in Mortal Kombat. So this is a part of a yearly tradition that I do where every year I play through all of the Mortal Kombats, one a day from the most recent to Mortal Kombat 1. So this is... So Mortal Kombat 1 gets played on, oh god. Oh. Trying to, like, talk and, I don't know how people do that, how people talk and play at the same time. So Mortal Kombat 1 gets played on New Year's Eve. So this is Mortal Kombat 2, this is New Year's Eve. So we're going to go ahead and move into the pattern of the day. This is not the optimal speedrunning pattern at all. It's something I came up with specifically for the Super Nintendo version. It's really goofy. You're looking at it. This is basically what it is. The trick is that Scorpion can't really teleport when he's at the edge of the stage, when he's in the corner. So you do have to make sure that the bad guy or your opponent stays towards the center of the screen. Luckily, center of the map, I guess, or center of the stage. Luckily, in I think every stage in Mortal Kombat 2, the center of the stage is very clearly marked. Like, for example, in this stage, you have the yin-yang symbol as a clear marking. And the only person this does not work reliably on is Liu Kang, to my remembrance. Oh god. Oh shit. Down for a block. And so that's the reason why we don't want to have Liu Kang at the top of the tower. So, for whatever that's worth. I actually prefer the Super Nintendo version of this game to the arcade version. The arcade version... I mean, the Super Nintendo version is hard, but the arcade version is just so unreasonably difficult. It's like some horrible trick you play on your friends, like, hey, let's see if you can beat Mortal Kombat 2. Because like everybody knows the game cheats. I don't think anybody denies that. The game actually reads your inputs at the higher level, and the arcade is just especially brutal. It's obviously got better graphics, but I grew up with a Super Nintendo version, so this is the version that speaks the most to my heart. It's also the one that I've spent a lot of time just playing with other people on. I remember one time, my friend in college, Uriah, him and I just literally stayed up all night random selecting on the Super Nintendo version. I mean, like, literally all night. And then at like 7 or 8 in the morning, his younger brother, who wasn't that much younger than us, but his younger brother woke up and was like, "Oh snap, you guys playing Mortal Kombat 2, let me get in on that." And him and I were so fresh, you know, we were so warmed up from nearly 8 hours of random selecting Mortal Kombat. He just got bodied so hard and he ended up rage quitting. Politely rage quitting, but rage quitting nonetheless. And it was pretty funny.
Fatality.
Alright, so Liu Kang is really the first character that really can give this pattern trouble. So, it's a little bit of crossing your fingers. I don't really have a fix for when he's got it figured out. Ugh. I try to jump a little bit less, so he's less inclined to throw his fireball at me. As you see, when I jump, he throws a fireball. Oh, ooh, that barely missed me. I thought I was gonna eat that one. And his fly kick is fast enough that it can just instantly punish Scorpion for his kung foolishness. Okay, so that's one round. I think Liu Kang's the only guy who can really body this. Maybe Katana and Baraka, but Liu Kang's always the biggest problem with this pattern, so let's hope we can get through. Oh, damn, I should have blocked that. The problem with the pattern is that you kind of stop playing the game. So something that you obviously would have blocked if you were like playing a friend, you don't block like that and that shit. You don't block when you're trying to run a pattern. Yeah, got it. Damn. Oof, what was that noise? I don't know if that came across on your guys. That's good. Ooh! Oh, gotta be careful. Don't get too far off the pattern now. You gotta get Liu Kang close enough to the screen so that he can't, to the other edge of the screen, while also keeping Scorpion awesome. While also keeping Scorpion not too close to the edge of the stage. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm just doing like stream of consciousness. This is actually like, I want to say like 4 or 5 in the morning right now that I'm playing this. Like it just turned into the day before New Year's. But we should be in pretty good shape for the rest of this run. I'm going to switch out to Katana once I get to... Wait, no, I can stick with Scorpion through Kintaro as well. Because the Kintaro fight in the SNES version is you can actually control which way Kintaro jumps. So on the arcade version, when Goro does the telestomp to you, you can't actually control which way he jumps. But if you hold in the correct direction, which is going to take me at most 2 tries, you can make him jump to your left or to your right. And by doing that, you can control... You can get him in the corner, and you can do the punching, strategy that's like was in all of the strategy guides in the 90s. There's nothing about this game that's not classic. So I'm using this tree as my center point for Reptile. This is always fun. So Scorpion's normal fatality is holding block and doing up, up, and let go of block and pressing high punch, or up, up, high punch. But if you do down, down, up, up, high punch, you don't have to respect the choreography. You can do it from anywhere in the screen, and then it also says toasty when he explodes. Round 1, fight. So I'm kind of using the Mortal Kombat logo as the center of this screen. So you can see every stage has a fairly definitive marker that says, like, yeah, that's the middle right there. And like I said, I have to be careful with that. Because if Scorpion goes to the corner, I'm going to have to allow the opponent to throw me to guarantee me getting out. Because it's also just because it's Mortal Kombat 2, when you get to a certain point in the game, the difficulty is high enough that when you break from your pattern, you kind of get screwed. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen Billy Mitchell play Pac-Man, but it's like what he calls chaos. That he's in the desert and he breaks the pattern and then just all goes to hell. The Armory has been my favorite stage in Mortal Kombat for a long time, and I can't really tell you why. On the arcade version, it has the same music, but there's this, like, I don't know if it's like a woman singing or if it's an instrument that sounds like a woman singing, but there's this kind of humming tune that is really eerie. I just think it's a cool looking background too. Actually, back when I was in high school, we had a fight club. A bunch of martial artists got together and beat each other up once a week, and we called it the Armory, named after the Armory in Mortal Kombat 2. Round 1, fight. Oh, did I get to the edge? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let him throw me. So this one I actually have to use the 2 lamps. If you see those 2 lamps on the ground there, I gotta make sure Jax is between those 2 lamps. If I go much further than that, I'm gonna be in the edge. But you saw how I used the throw. So I crouch down in the corner and the AI will throw you every time. And as long as you have enough health, it just guarantees that you're back where you want to go. And yes, this long play is this silly. You know, this character is played by an actor and bodybuilder named John Parrish. I got to meet him a couple times. He's really cool, down to earth. But something I thought was really funny was that, I don't know if it's always, but the entire time his family referred to him as Jax. And I thought that was so funny that he just really leans into it. So actually, I don't know if you saw how the screen was kind of spinning, but that's actually unique to the Super Nintendo version of this. They're using the, what do they call that? Oh, they got a name for it. I'm too tired to remember it. Oh, I guess Scorpion probably could destroy this jumpy jump thing. We'll see. So once again, we got that nice perfect square right in the middle of this stage that helps me know when she's in the center. If you look at the floor, that is. And really, anybody who even has halfway decent inputs can play this in this way. Like I said, there's a couple small decisions that get made, like if I'm going to teleport when Scorpion is high, or if I'm going to teleport when he's low. But I mean, the decision making's like, it's really silly. Doing all right. Round 2, fight. So like that time I jumped, I teleported from a little higher of a spot because how she was, her distance from me. Like I said, they aren't deep decisions I'm making, but the difference about running a pattern versus finding a pattern is having the eye to find the pattern. So I always say that about anybody who writes patterns for a game to beat it more efficiently. It's like, yeah, anybody can run the pattern, but the guy who figures out the pattern, you know, that took the effort, or at least the ability to recognize those things. And I find that's kind of the distinct difference between like, there's a lot of people who do world record runs, but there aren't a lot of people who develop new techniques. And I'm not claiming that I'm like a technique developer. I made this technique, but... Oof. But really, the art of developing new techniques lots of times has a lot to do with just noticing small changes in the game that nobody else notices. And there's other things too, like tools to assist speed runs and things like that that help. But so obviously, I'm using the little mark, the little part of this path that leads up to Shao Kahn as a center point. And as long as I got Melina somewhere around there, I don't have to worry about running into a wall. So I jumped from a little higher there because of how far away she was from the screen. So far we're doing good. I'm not sure if I even put in the 30 lives code. I tried and I wasn't getting the little shoosh noise, but I might have done it right on my first try and missed it. Usually I mess it up on my first try, so I don't even think about it. Ooh, we're getting close. We're getting close. Alright, you gotta watch out for Scorpion because he likes to throw that spear right at the start. So this is probably the hardest stage to find the center, but if you just look at these two windows in the back, there's these two very square windows. As long as Scorpion is in between those two square windows, we're in the center. Oh, found a wall. Almost fell into the wall there. Yeah, once again, if I end up in the corner or the wall, Scorpion won't teleport in Mortal Kombat 2. So you have to avoid that at all cost. Oh, caught me. That's a shame. There we go. Yeah, it's with when you're doing this against Scorpion, you just got to make sure you're the right distance. Otherwise, his spear, he'll have time to get that spear out, and then he'll catch you like that. As you see, there's a lot of room for mistakes. Oh god, can I get it? Oh, I messed it up. I messed it up. I didn't have my hands in the right place. That fatality is crazy easy in the arcade. It's still easy. Sorry, the stage fatality there. It's still easy in the Super Nintendo version, but the hand contortions you make are a little bit different. So we're going to be facing Shang Tsung, and basically the only thing we're crossing our fingers for is that he doesn't turn into Liu Kang. Because like I said, Liu Kang at a high level can just eat this pattern up. Yeah, so I guess I should explain what I'm going to do to Kentaro before I get there so I have time to think. But basically, if you get yourself in the corner and continuously do jump punches or jump kicks, Kentaro will do a telestomp on the Super Nintendo version. And then if you hold in the correct direction on the D-pad while he is stomping on you, he will always jump to the inside of the corner. So, let's hear it. Down 4-4 block, down 4-4 block. He will always jump to put himself in the corner. Once he is in the corner, you can just spam high punch and he'll die. So that's what you're going to see me do when we get to Kentaro, is I'm going to be attempting that. I just can't really remember if I hold left or right, so I'm going to guess. I'm going to assume I hold left. Alright, we got a jack set. That's a good one. So this is Philip. Oh god, I messed up. So this is Philip Ong. He is he does pediatrics, I believe, in real life. This actor who plays Shang Tsung. He's also a Taekwondo instructor, which is how he got the job of playing Shang Tsung. And right now I'm playing as Daniel Pacina, who's a wushu instructor in Chicago. He's still putting on the Scorpion outfit, even though there was a little bit of controversy. Well, that's the other thing. If their back is to the wall, if their back is to the edge of the screen, a Scorpion won't teleport either. Luckily, AI tends to jump at you like this. Oops. Yeah, but from what I understand, the reason why Daniel Pacina wasn't in Mortal Kombat 3 was he tried to sue the Mortal Kombat franchise for this very game. That he didn't like that his likeness was being used in the Super Nintendo version, because he thought he was only recording for the arcade and felt he should get some royalties for the Super Nintendo version. And like, I guess ethically he should have, but unfortunately, legally, his contract did not cover it like that. I don't think he got anything for it. The long and short of it, the Midway didn't want to work with him anymore. Okay, so let's try this out. So we're going to start off by just kind of jumping backwards over and over and over again. And just get ourselves in the corner. And then I'm just going to sit here doing this. I'm going to hold to the right. Cool. So while he was jumping on me, I held to the right. And that resulted in him putting himself in the corner. It was one of the hardest boss fights I've ever had. But then when you figure this out, it's quite easy. I don't know if this strategy works on the on the arcade version. If it does, let me know. Just I know the punching trick works, but as far as guaranteeing that he goes into the corner when he teleports. So right now I'm holding right. He will go into the corner. Unfortunately, I held myself wrong. That's all right. So we're gonna lose that round. I accidentally did back fist. I didn't mean to. Oh, that's no good. I don't know if I can survive a telestomp. No, I definitely can't. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, well that's where we get to find out if we did our 30 lives code. No, we did not. There it was, okay. I'm gonna see, I've never tried it with katana, but I'm gonna try this. I got a whole nother pattern that I can do with katana, but I would like to do the punch, punch, punch pattern. I don't know if it's the same with her though. Now that we have 30 lives, we can hang here for a second, not to worry too much. No, damn it! That's not what I wanted. I needed her to. Okay. Well, you saw the first one. Me doing it correctly. I mean, I think I messed up the boss fights in literally every one of these videos this year. So, you guys can just chalk that up to tradition at this point. How did I mess it up, man? Well, I really doubt I'll die 30 times, so let's go. You guys have seen the ridiculousness. You guys basically see the strategy, though. That's what I want. Damn it. Damn, why is she not... That's what I want. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. Why I'm getting the elbow instead of the punch. Maybe I'll just try the low punch instead. Maybe that's what I was doing wrong with the high punch. Yeah, so I know if you get Kintaro in the corner like that on the arcade, you can beat him like it, but I don't think you can reliably get him in the corner the way that I am. Because like I said, I'm kind of manipulating the AI. Because when he does a telestomp, I hold the opposite direction I want him to jump. So I want him to jump to the left, so I hold right. He stays there. And then I use low punch. That's what I did wrong. That's a shame. I would have gotten through without dying once if I just would have remembered low punch. Okay, so now we're going to do the katana strats for Shao Kahn. It's kind of a rinse and repeat. It works very, very well. I'll show you how to do it. You're basically going to fan lift him up. He's going to run into it almost every single time. Every once in a while, he'll do something stupid. But for the most part, you can just run this same pattern. You'll see. For the most part, you can just run the same pattern. It works like a charm in the arcade, at least. There we go. So I just don't want him to throw his spears. Ugh. Well, you know, it really wouldn't be a Mortal Kombat run if I didn't die horribly to Shao Kahn. Let's go ahead and try a scorpion, just cause. Oh, I don't know if I've ever tried the jump punch thing on him. You will die, mortal. He blocked that pretty easily. Alright, that did not work. So what we're saying is this pattern does not work on Shao Kahn. I'm a little bummed out that I talked up that katana pattern so much. I swear on the arcade version, I basically can kill Shao Kahn first try every single time with that pattern. But alas, as I have mentioned multiple times, the arcade version and the Super Nintendo version are damn near different games when you're talking about manipulating the AI. Well, they are. They just are different games. You can't use the same tricks. Yes. You will die. You will die. You will die, immortal. That's one.
You will die, mortal.
That was bad. I missed my... Oh, shit. Keep forgetting missing my punch. That's good damage I'm missing. Alright, he's dead. Done and done.
No, no.
This goes by so much faster on the arcade version. Alright, so that is beating Mortal Kombat 2 with one of the silliest strategies you've probably ever seen. I don't even know how I came across it. I came up with it, I know that much. I was just dicking around on Super Nintendo one day and noticed that the AI doesn't seem to block a teleport, like, ever. So, I just abused it. I'm sure there's... I mean... I'm not just sure, I'm 100% sure there's way faster strategies for beating the game, but if you're looking for a nice beginner strategy to beat Mortal Kombat 2, I'd recommend learning those 3 patterns. Learning this Scorpion Teleport, learning how to manipulate Kintaro, and then the Fan Lift Punch Fan Throw combo with Katana. Huh, I just noticed they aren't showing the actors' names on this one. Usually they show the actors' names. I wonder if in the arcade version they show the names. I can't remember. If I have a choice between playing the arcade version of MK2 or the Super Nintendo version, I actually choose the Super Nintendo version. Its sound effects, the history I have with it, everything about it is just right up my alley. It's so nostalgic, but more importantly, this arcade version is just too damn hard, man. Like, all the Mortal Kombat arcade games are hard, but the Mortal Kombat 2 is legendary in how difficult it is, and the Super Nintendo version is still very hard, but it's more reasonable, and so as a result I tend to play the Super Nintendo version more.